Can a character be the focus of a book even if they're not the protagonist? By that I don't mean a narrative that follows a villain or an anti-hero. I'm not saying this is a unique discovery, as I'm sure it's been done before. I mean, there have been way too many stories written for no one else to have used it, but the idea of a focal character is something that I came up with independently and is pretty cool, so I thought I'd talk about it a bit. The concept of a focal character is basically that we follow their story through the perspectives of other characters. Now, this is a common trope in the Dr. Watson sense, with one character narrating the exploits of another. After all, getting in Sherlock Holmes' mind would kind of ruin the "how did he think of that" aspect of that series. No, I'm talking about the perspectives of a lot of characters. For example, the character in question goes to a store, and we might watch him walk there from the point of view of an unhoused person asking him for spare change. We might watch him pick things out in the store from the POV of a fellow shopper, and then see him buy the stuff from the cashier's perspective. So far, so simple. We can use this technique to simply learn about the character by following them around through the eyes of other people. But this concept lends itself to clouded and subjective perspectives. If other people are telling the focal character's story, they're probably making assumptions or misinterpreting things, as humans pretty much always do. Basically, using the focal character concept instead of a traditional narrative structure means that you can create a distorted sense of the main character while at the same time showing their exploits. The most direct influence here is the parable of the blind man and the elephant. One feels the leg and thinks it's a tree, one feels the trunk and thinks it's a hose or what have you, but none of them think it's an elephant. Using a focal character lets you show the reader various aspects of this character without seeing the whole, letting the reader put together the elephant on their own. Does it work? I hope so. I wrote a whole book using the concept. Now, it won't surprise people that follow my channel that I take a lot of inspiration from the comic book medium, and that includes a few specific comic book franchises, one of which is the Batman universe. Now, the focal character concept was explored in a few Batman stories, including one in the animated series from the 90s. The episode in question, Legends of the Dark Knight, is one I don't remember very well, but the story was adapted as a short in the Gotham Knight animated anthology from 2008. This short is titled "Have I Got a Story for You?" It makes sense to use Batman as a focal character, seeing as all his gadgets and skills add up to a man who can be many things, depending on the situation, and the segment pushes various aspects of Batman to extremes. It features wild takes on what Batman is, from a flying humanoid creature to one that can basically teleport to a robot. It's a solid bat tale and left an impression on me. Now, while I'm aware that a narrative technique similar to the focal character style is used in the classic samurai movie Rashomon, and another similar technique is being used in the Dark Star novels written by Marlon James that are currently coming out, Have I Got a Story for You is the direct influence on the novel in question, 2025's A Cage of Sand. Originally, I was going to use the concept in a story about a 1920s socialite, and have all the perspectives in that story be from people that fell in love with her, but I abandoned that project. An unrelated idea I'd been toying with for a while was that of a shapeshifter that randomly showed up to pick up criminals after their crimes and help them get away. When I realized I could apply the focal character technique to that mysterious, shady figure, the full idea was fleshed out, although I dropped the shapeshifting aspect and instead adopted a blonde demon. 70,000 words later, I had A Cage of Sand and the foundation for this series that's kicked off. What do you think about the focal character technique? Would you use it yourself? Do you know of any other stories that use it in whatever media? As always, you can keep up with my videos and other projects at the link in the description. Peace.